Hi, beautiful friends. It's LeahMarie here with a special Dia de los Muertos or Day of the Dead reading for you all. So, as many of you know, November 1st and 2nd are the days that are celebrating specifically our transitioned loved ones, our deceased loved ones, through celebration, through reflection, through connection, through adornment of grave sites and life celebrations in general. And so, with the veil being as thin as it is, I wanted to bring the collective here a special reading that will be coming out at this time for you with messages from your loved ones that want to come through at this time. So, I am going to actually break this into three pick reading sections with slightly longer readings, combining three different decks to get a broader, more cohesive message for you at this time from the loved one or loved ones that want to come forward to help guide, support, and be here as part of your journey. So, as always, if you have a particular person that you want to connect with, if you have a particular question or set of questions or things that you want to know about, I invite you to hold those in your heart at this time as I go through and pull some cards from the decks, or really let your loved ones pull the cards from the decks. And so what we're going to do is get a few different variations of cards in addition to a numerology card, because your loved ones do often like to come through. And I just have a little stack jump on my lap, but it's more than I want to take because at least four there. So with that being said, we're going to get all kinds of different energy and numerology through for you. So really just allow yourself to sink into your heart center, to connect with whatever it is that you need at this time from your loved ones. And then just go with that initial feeling of pile 1, 2, or 3. I'm going to have the timestamps below for you guys as I'm getting into reading number 1 here in just a moment. And so, ooh, definitely that one. It's a little crazy popping all over the place here. We've got all of our fun little Day of the Dead energies, some cute new skulls that were gifted to me, in addition to some really beautiful card stands that were gifted to me. And the cards are just wanting to go everywhere. So pile 1, if you have been really wanting to communicate, that energy is coming through hot right now. I am feeling a lot of very speedy energy, like I just need to get this message out, or need to get this relayed at this time. Like just a lot of really robust energy coming in. So I'm gonna do my best to kind of rein that in as much as possible, while also still getting you guys the messages that the loved ones want to bring through for you here. So just get this one last card for pile 1 here. Feeling into it. And now, sure, as I say that, then now it's crickets, right? So, and in this case, I do feel the cricket energy. So if that resonates with anybody, that is kind of coming through for pile 1 here. And they want me to flop that one out here. So we're going to see what we all have here. I will start in the middle. So go ahead if you are going to stay here for pile 1. Awesome. If not, timestamps below for you and all the other ways in which to get in touch with me. So we're going to dive in right here. And we have the energy of the heart chakra coming through. I love myself and others unconditionally and nurture loving relationships. So we're also going to get some numerology on some of these cards today as well. So we have number 17. And so that might be significant to the particular loved one coming through. In this case, I am feeling the energy of heart chakra healing, heart chakra expansion. The green is really standing out. So this could be favorite color. This could also be like a strong heart connection. So of course, this was likely an individual you loved if you're coming here and looking at this reading. So that's kind of a given, right? However, there is a very strong energy for some of you in terms of this having been an individual that you just really did have a very profound heart connection with. So we're seeing a rose in the hands as well, and that feels significant. So rose could have been someone's name. It could have also been someone's favorite flower. I am feeling so two different things. Again, these are collective readings, so please take what resonates and leave what doesn't. So for some of you, this is referring to a female. I'm getting this sense of an older, more motherly, grandmotherly for some. And then for others, it's like an offering of love from the heart that feels, with the rose energy, more romantic or partnership related. So I am getting multiple loved ones coming through right now. So take which of those resonates with you specifically. But there is a strong energy related to the rose. I just keep hearing rose. Rose is important. So rose is important for someone. So we're going to shift to this next card, and I will kind of continue to pop around with these today, I feel, as well. So balance is the next card that's coming out. I understand and embrace the opposing forces in life that bring about balance. And in here, we're getting that really, again, balanced energy, the black, the white, the yin yang. So the masculine, feminine. So again, this is confirming to me as well that while we are seeing a feminine on here, for many of you, this could be a masculine or a feminine departed loved one that's coming through. We're getting that number 9. And I'm also feeling this message of it's time to balance the scales for you. So, depending on what has been going on in your life, this individual is really wanting to help you balance your life, help you come into a deeper level of alignment with your physical reality, with the dynamic of your life right now. It feels for many of you, you could be going through some pretty intense changes or have been, not necessarily related to their death, but for some of you, absolutely related to their death. So, again, take which resonates, but I'm feeling that essence of both, like deep changes, and that those changes threw your balance off, threw your scales off, threw your center of gravity off a little bit. And so they're really, they're actually bringing me back to the numbers. So they're wanting me to break that 29 down and talk about that from the perspective of 11 is important for some of you as well. And or 92, like you can flip flop that, but 11 is feeling very particular when it comes to the balance as well. So these, I'm seeing these two pillars of energy, and they're also really drawing me to these really light sort of fairy wings coming off of her. So there could have been a strong connection to fairy energy. The zebra could be relevant for some of you. Could have been, I'm hearing like zoo trips and just a love for animals and connecting with animal spirit energy. There's not a cat on here, but I just had a cat image pop into my head. So that could be relevant for some of you as well. So we're going to shift over here, and we have environment with the number 44. So 44 is, I'm hearing the first thing is someone's age. So for some of you, could have been someone's age. Also the energy of ascended masters. Again, we're also getting this green color. So this double confirmation for those of you where your loved one's favorite color was green, or your favorite color is green, and they just are calling that out to let you know that they're communicating. The double numbers are really important as well. So for some of you, your loved ones have been communicating through double numbers, especially 44. So if you start seeing that in your environment, so this is, they're wanting me to kind of talk now about like their presence in your environment. So they're bringing the love into your environment, and they're going to be doing it through the color green, through the number 44, through just double numbers for some of you. So the more aware of that you are, the more you're going to be able to see their presence and communication in your environment. And the invitation is coming in that some of the balance that wants to happen in your life in your environment is coming through this conscious awareness of you knowing and feeling that this loved one is with you. So often it can be challenging when people transition out of their bodies. We seek to communicate, we seek to connect in these ways often to keep that relationship alive. And they want you to be able to do that. It just needs to be in a balanced way so that you're not constantly seeking outside of yourself, but that you're fostering that relationship and connection inside of yourself with them. And so they really want more balance to come into that heart center for you. They want you to feel their presence in your heart and in your environment, but it really, like, they're really pointing inward, especially with this rose, like your heart opening like a flower again. So for some of you, your hearts may have been very closed off, whether that's related to this loved one or not. There are some of you, your loved ones are saying like your heart's been closed off, and that's part of a potential imbalance for some of you, where it's just like, a loss was suffered, and because of that, or a loss was experienced, and because of that, it caused the heart to kind of close up more for a safety, sense of security, ability to manage and deal with grief, ability to process changes related or unrelated to this person's passing. And because of that, you were able to get through like a big phase of things you needed to get through. But now these loved ones are coming through to say it's time to start opening that heart again. And it's not that it has to go all the way in one fell swoop. It just needs to start opening up more, because there's all this love and energy and balance that wants to enter your environment and enter your life. But if your heart is closed off and you're not letting yourself feel love that is wanting to come to you, feel your loved ones through numbers, through colors, through shapes, through memories, they want that energy to be present with you. But if for some of you, you're only accepting it under certain circumstances, or if you're feeling like, well, because their body's not here, they're no longer in my life, some of those types of beliefs for some of you could be hindering forward movement and deeper levels of connection and recreating, but not like recreating a physical reality, like creating a new reality. And this message does come through these readings pretty often in terms of helping guide the individuals here that are still living by encouraging you to move forward, encouraging you to expand your heart and your connection and to communicate consciously. So this particular loved one is really wanting to support your heart expanding journey, okay? And then this is, and why, of course, I see now they saved this one for last, is Treasure Island and number 9. So we have another number coming into play as well for you guys. And this one too, getting the energy of water, of the ocean, of lakes, this is a sea turtle specifically, but we're getting more of that animal medicine again for confirmation. This individual may have really loved turtles, whether they were sea turtles or land turtles. There's a turtle energy, probably likely on some level for many of you. I know, I'm in the US here, but the United States originally was called Turtle Island. So there could be a connection to indigenous cultures. There could be a strong connection to North America itself, to the energy and vibration here, whether you're from here or not. And I'm also feeling this really, really strong ocean component. So maybe that you spent time at the ocean with this person, they really, or you really respond well to water. Water can be very healing and transformative. And so this is also a strong message that it will be easier to connect with this loved one when you're by water, or you may want to test that out to see how is the communication, what is the connection like when you're in or near water. Now, with this being Treasure Island, and I'll bring it in a little closer, there's a huge, beautiful treasure chest on the back of this turtle, okay? So this loved one is really wanting to let you know that as you heal, balance your heart, open up to new love, new relationships, new friendships, new partnerships, any of those things, you are opening yourself up to this wealth of treasure. And I know that sometimes on the video it's hard to resonate, or like it doesn't always catch it on my resolution just yet with this camera. But there's a bunch of hearts around golden stars that are coming out of this chest, okay? So more abundance, more illumination, more love. So for those of you that this was maybe that more feminine figure, whether it was romantic or family related, right? That figure is really wrapping you with so much love and leading you to your treasure. Now, for some of you, could this be a beautiful treasure chest of physical abundance? Absolutely. For others, this loved one is leading you step by step to whatever it is that you find to be treasure in this world, right? So I'm getting this vision, and this could be relevant for some of you, of like a little child digging through like the sand at the beach and finding rocks and finding shells and these little nuggets that were treasure. And so there is this energy like that as well coming through, of treasure is up to you to decide, but this loved one knows what really is treasure to your heart. And so I'm also seeing and feeling that for some of you, little treasures might get to be left across your path. So for me, I have a great grandmother who I never met in the physical reality, only communicate with her via spirit, but she has been leaving pennies on my path for years. And it took me a while to figure out who was doing it, but she does it in these very particular ways. And it helps me know, like, yep, I'm on the right path. I'm making the best decisions for myself. I'm listening to my intuition. And so this loved one is also wanting to come through to either confirm the treasures they've been leaving along your path. So if you've been finding little goodies and you're like, wait a second now, like this is the loved one coming through to say, yes, that's been me. And if you haven't seen those yet, this is time to start being more aware. Could be numbers, could be colors, could be coins, could be trinkets, could be shells, could be crystals, could be anything, right? These are just the things flowing through in this moment. So really powerful energy from this loved one, and I am encouraging you to tap into Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, and really allow yourself to commune with your loved ones. You know, in Mexico they do very beautiful crystal skulls and candy skulls and candles and adornments on graves and energies, just to show their loved ones how much they are loved and appreciated. So for pile one, I'm getting this message: light some candles, some incense, maybe go and have this loved one's favorite meal or favorite drink, or, you know, just go to the favorite park, something like that. Like in it, it's this personalized communion that they're asking you to have with them, where they can then relay more personal messages directly to you, because this is just a general reading for the collective tapping in here. And I know that your loved ones can bring even more specific details directly to and through you at any time if you're open to it, and if you're communing and letting them know that you want to speak with them and to connect with them more deeply. And if you ever want help with that, please feel free to reach out. All the info's in the description box below. Thank you so much for tapping in, for all your likes, shares, and subscribes, and for being a part of this beautiful community. Be well, and sending you so much love and light, Pile One. Take care. Hi, Pile Two. I am excited to dive into your reading here. Pile One was really beautiful and powerful, a lot of strong love energy. The departed loved ones just coming in with some sweet messages, as always. But we're going to see, I'm going to get a couple cards here for our center. Just wanted to get a good reshuffle in after Pile One. See what we have. Ooh, we got that one right away. All right, put that there. So allowing yourself to really be centered in your heart right now. And then that one just flipped right over. I'm feeling a little carryover from Pile One. We had some strong heart messages coming through, and I'm feeling for Pile Two here, they're just wanting you to be in your heart as you listen to this message. So we'll find out what that means exactly. Generally, all my messages are very rooted in love and support and guidance. I am not interested in fear-based energies here. Everything I do is rooted in love and for the purposes of helping you heal, transform, gain and have higher, deeper perspectives, deeper connections with your loved ones, and really bringing through more messages to give you clarity and peace in your heart. And so, just so you guys understand, those are the energies that I am open to, and communicating with your loved ones is really how do they want to help you. And there's our number card. Because it really is what it's about, like getting to a space where we can foster stronger relationships with our departed loved ones, new relationships, new energies, and really being able to make sense of things that sometimes don't make sense. So for some of you with this pile, I feel like perhaps you came here with seeking clarity because the death of the loved one you're asking about doesn't make sense to you, right? Sometimes, it makes sense on one level when it's someone who has an illness or they're dying of old age and like they've lived this long, beautiful life. And it's easier for us on a mental level to make sense of that. And for this pile, it's really like your loved ones are just lighting up my body right now with this energy of, we know it doesn't make sense, and we're sorry that it doesn't make sense to the conscious mind. And we want to help it make sense for the purposes of helping you find a way to move forward. Because I feel like some of you may have, or may feel a little bit unclear, perhaps a little stuck, or just looking for answers, looking for a deeper understanding. And sometimes things are not understandable from a conscious level, but sometimes on the flip side too, our loved ones can give us messages that allow us to see through their eyes. Okay, so it is one thing when we're the ones physical still left here. It's another thing when we've transcended and we're non-physical and we can see everything and we have these deep understandings of the choices that we've made and of the timing of our death. And it really is important to understand that it is going to look different and be different for everyone. And so this loved one wants you to know that even though it might not make sense as to why they couldn't have stayed longer, why they left through the method they left, regardless of what that might be. Sometimes it's surprise illnesses, sometimes suicide, sometimes it's an accident. There can be many things that happen that are outside of our understanding, or even it was sort of, I'm getting this message, this wasn't part of the plan, okay? This wasn't part of the plan in terms of this is what they're telling me they've heard some of you saying. So this isn't them, it wasn't part of the plan. It was part of the plan on their end, but it wasn't necessarily something that they could express or tell you about when they were physical. So they want to acknowledge that they've heard those of you who have saying like this wasn't part of the plan. They want you to understand it was part of the bigger plan, and they want to help you find a way to make sense of it to the best of your ability with the reality that you are with, that you have, that's in front of you. Okay, so I'm doing my best to articulate what they're trying to say, and it does feel a little complex. So that could also be something you may have been dealing with, like a lot of really complex, strong energy. Okay, and they're wanting me to start over here. So and we're getting the double numbers. This is wild today. So we had a double number in pile 1, 2. So 55 could be very important to this person. Could be year, could be age, could be favorite number. I also, while we don't normally break down doubles because they are associated as well with ascended masters, so you have your loved one with you and you also have ascended masters with you. They are asking me to look at this is a breakdown to number 1 to let you know that there is a new cycle that is wanting to unfold. And I believe this is a new cycle of understanding for you that will allow you to take new adventures. So right now, some of you might be like, oh, I'm supposed to go on new adventures, I'm hearing. And just like, it doesn't have to mean right now. It's just you're being prepared for new adventures, new relationships, new exploration. And they understand that in order to do that, it's like there's needing to be a certain sense of resolution internally. And we'll see also how the adventures want to play in as we go through the cards here. So this is really beautiful. So you are getting this card, which is Earth Angel. I am a guardian of Mother Earth and will protect all who live on her. So this loved one is coming through with some really strong emotional energy. And I will show you this card as I process this because there is just like this really deep sense of love and emotion for you. They not only see you as an angel of this earth, but this loved one is choosing to step in as a guardian angel for you. So, really strong connection with the earth, really, really strong angelic realm connection. So, you or this individual may have been very into angels, connected to angels, birds, wings, feathers, all of that energy, in addition to a strong connection with Mother Earth, Gaia, Pachamama. I'm getting both a South and North American vibe. And while we're seeing a feminine figure here, I am getting both masculine and feminine energies are in the space in the collective right now. So I feel if you are resonating as a feminine, this could be either feminine or masculine coming in for you as well. So we're getting all the genders, if we're talking gender specific stuff, okay? And so this is really important. So we even see this figure is holding the earth in their hands and calling out this energy of wings around you, of you being guarded and protected. So even though this individual, because I feel for some of you, you did feel this individual was a protector or a guardian for you when they were physical, and perhaps there's even been a sense of a lack of safety or security since their passing for some of you. And so if that is something you've been dealing with, they just want you to know, like, yes, they left their physical body, but they're still watching over you as a guardian angel and are committing to do that for as long as you are here walking on this physical plane. So we're going to shift here because the energies feel like they're coming in. So I am harmonious. We have the moon goddess. I am harmonious, in harmonious flow with the moon's energy and all phases of life. And this is part of the balance they're bringing you. So, again, whether this person was masculine or feminine, we're not talking gender. There's just a feminine on the card here. The point being is it's honoring all of the cycles. So some might say the full moon, for example, is much more powerful and beautiful because we get to see her in her full radiance. And the new moon, it's like she's just this little barely sliver shadow, much darker energy, isn't giving us a lot of illumination on our path. And so some might not find that as beautiful or as powerful. And what the moon goddess is wanting to share is that all of life's cycles, including death, are beautiful. Now, I understand that that can be challenging sometimes to digest, especially if we have lost someone through a way in which was unexpected or was a very strong and the topic of suicide does keep coming up, and I know that there are people in the collective that deal with that and it doesn't come up often here specifically, more in my one-on-ones, but it really is this energy of, yes, it's challenging to understand how any death, for some people, any death, even ones that we see coming a little bit more, can be challenging to wrap ourselves around. And the moon goddess and your loved one, they're coming in together to help bring you this awareness of everything happening for a reason. And so while the conscious mind is trying to understand why someone would make a choice to leave their life early through something like taking their own life, or dealing with the thought of someone who was in an accident or who just had a sudden death, for example. Okay, so any of these can leave that vibration of thinking, okay, this is better, this is worse kind of vibe. Like, I'd rather have had time to really make my peace, or, versus it just happening and then all of a sudden you're left with this reality and not having that person to communicate with in front of you. And so while it is another type of cycle, another type of event, this loved one wants to really help you understand that it was necessary to happen in this way for their soul's journey, for their fulfillment, in addition to leaving you with different lessons, learnings, and experiences that, while potentially incredibly uncomfortable, and I do have so much love and compassion for the community in this way. I've lost loved ones to suicide and to unexpected death, along with very expected death. So I do speak from my own personal experience of understanding this full spectrum and knowing the depth that it takes to go inside to make peace with untimely situations. And this set of loved ones, there's just there's so much emotion. Like, I'm really having to like breathe through the desire to cry, and it's not my own personal desire. So some of you may have been in flows of tears. This loved one feels that they have so much love and emotion for you, and they want you to know that the timing, the experience, none of this for some of you was your fault, didn't have anything negative to do with you. There wasn't anything that you could have done to change things. Okay. So some of you, if you needed that message, needed to come through for some of you. And really, what it's about now is finding a way to move forward through the cycles. So, the cycles are going to move through. You're going to have positivity. You're going to have more illumination. You're going to have more understanding. You're getting the opportunity to connect inside yourself on a deeper level to see, what is this experience bringing up for you? What is this loved one wanting to show you about your own self, your own relationship with death, your own relationship with immortality, with the sort of this energy of with living in the moment. I feel one of the biggest things that came for me from having different people leave my life unexpectedly was this realization of how important it is to honor every moment, honor every relationship, and really treat each interaction as though it could be our potential last one. And not from a doomsday perspective, but from I want to honor every moment, every word, every breath that I get with every individual, because at any moment, someone could leave our life for any number of reasons. And so it's really this underlying message that they want you to take away from this. How can you honor life more? How can you connect more with the people that do mean something to you right now, so that you can tell these people how you feel? You can show them how you feel. You can connect more. You can live from this space of knowing that at some point, all of us are going to leave these physical bodies and just be that beautiful energy soul source again until we decide to move forward from that space. And so, shifting to our last card is chop wood and number 42. So 42, 24, number 6, all those breakdowns, okay? But they're saving, whoo, excuse me, and they're bringing up all this energy here, which, like, release. It's time to release some energy coming all the way down from the navel chakra, solar plexus, and or heart and throat, okay? And with the chopped wood, it's like it's time to chop out any thoughts, any negative thoughts, they're saying, any negative thoughts related to your involvement, to I wish I could have, I wish I had, maybe I could have done things differently, what if. They want you to chop all of that out because you did everything you could have when they were here, And now it is about you doing everything that you can from this moment forward to honor life, to honor your current relationships, to honor yourself, and to know that it is so important to connect consciously with their energy, but to also allow there to be a flow of forgiveness of self, of other. I'm getting that sense of like, for some of you, there might be things that need to be forgiven internally or offered to this loved one, or receiving forgiveness from this loved one. For some of you, this loved one wants you to know that they are very sorry that they left through the means that they left through, whatever that was for your specific situation. You will know they're sorry they left early according to what you had hoped for, okay? They really, really want you to know that they have so much love for you, that they are going to do everything they can to fill your heart, to help you chop away those old negative beliefs, thoughts, feelings, and to let you really step into this knowing that it's a cycle, that things are going to get better, that things are going to balance out. You're going to find balance, peace, love, expansion, and you're really going to be able to embody this earth energy, this earth angel energy, because being able to move forward and heal from something such as this is huge for some of you. Okay, so I am really sending out a lot of love and energy hugs to some of you, because I do feel that those of you who picked this may have dealt with some really intense things in your life related to or non-related to this individual, okay? So I do want you to know that they are supporting you, that I am supporting you, and here as a resource if there's anything I can do to help. This energy is really strong, beautiful, powerful. They're calling me one more place over here again. This adventure is about embracing and looking at life as an adventure. And sometimes that adventure is up, sometimes it's down, sometimes it's level, sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. It's going to be like the moon goddess is saying, cycles, change, ebbs, flows. How you're feeling now, if it has been challenging, it's not going to stay that way. So it's stay the course, use your voice, communicate with this loved one. If you need to write letters or speak aloud to them to express any unspoken things, anything that you felt you were left without being able to say to their physical form, you can do this in the form of writing a letter and burning or burying it. You can do this by communing with them, communicating with them, connecting in your heart with them, and asking them to help you come to a place of peace and groundedness, centeredness, and offering you the understanding specific to you so that you can move forward from the deepest level of connection and understanding possible. Okay, so much love and light. Thank you for picking pile 2, for all your likes, shares, and subscribes, and for being a wonderful part of this collective. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Hi, pile 3. I am excited to get to your reading here. I've had some really beautiful and very different but powerful readings today with piles 1 and 2. And so we're going to see here what pops up. And I do feel for some of you, it's going to be about taking a pause in your energy for a minute. They are inviting me to just have you pause, breathe a couple conscious breaths. So this could be a message for some of you. I'm hearing like might be doing too much, pushing too hard, working too much, or just not taking enough time for your own self-care. So that's a little message that's just popping in from them. Feeling a little bit like clearing my throat energy. So there's definitely, there we go, definitely something that they want to say. And I'm also hearing that for some of you has been long overdue. So perhaps some of you have been waiting for a message or waiting for I'm hearing the message to put pieces of the puzzle together or to allow things to make more sense for you. So I am really feeling, it's interesting, puzzles could be a sign from this person because I'm seeing jigsaw puzzles, Rubik's Cube, games, like board games, getting a bunch of images of that in my mind's eye right now. So take that if it resonates. Could be resonating on that level that this person liked that, or could be that you've been feeling like it's some aspect of your life. You've been dealing with a puzzle or something's been puzzling, or I'm seeing, and I don't know, maybe it was, I don't know how typical it was for most people, but when I did jigsaw puzzles when I was younger, I'd always start by making the border pieces, like make the whole border and then fill in the guts. And so it's like kind of that vibe I'm getting to, like you are needing a little bit more of an outline for something for some of you. That's just, could be totally random, but that's just, I'm going to share what comes into my awareness. So, also hearing and seeing roses, which came up in pile one. So, roses, the name rose, the energy of love romance for some of you, may not be all of you, but again, I'm going to share what's relevant. I am being really strongly called to my dancing skeletal couple here, and she has a rose in her hair and on her dress. So dancing might also be a sign because this particular figure is speaking up right now energetically to focus. So it could have been dancing, ballroom dancing, any kind of dancing, could have been a love of watching dancing. Random dancing with the stars could have been something important or relevant. I didn't really get into the show even though I love dancing, so that's just, again, this pile is all kinds of different things coming through, so we're just gonna flow it all out there, and there's our last one. All right. So we're actually, I think, gonna start with that one, but I'm gonna get these all set up for us here. And these beautiful new stands I was gifted, and interesting. Only one double in today's, which is kind of cool. We'll get to that one. So we are starting with number 17, the Fates. And this is a really, really beautiful fairy-esque image, energy, all the stars, the wings, just this beautiful divine alignment. And so this particular loved one, the number 17, as I mentioned, could be relevant. 8, or I am also, and just had this big well of energy come up with it being 71 as well, whether a year or an age. And though we see a more feminine figure here, I'm not yet saying, like, I'm not just getting feminine energy. I am getting some feminine energy and a very, like, strong internal self-love. The green up here is calling out. It's a darker green, but more heart chakra activation and energy. And the really big star on the head is standing out. So I'm feeling this energy of the night sky, the stars, stargazing, starseed energy, connection with the stars, the heavens. And so this individual coming through and working with the hands of fate to align things for you in your life. And so I know that I have done some one-on-one readings with people recently in which the loved ones have come through very specifically in the collective right now. And I feel like this is part of why I wanted to do this reading, was that many of the loved ones have been showing up saying that they're part of the divine orchestration that's happening behind the scenes. And the more conscious that we become of that help and support from our deceased loved ones, the easier it is for us to move forward feeling protected, feeling supported, feeling loved, especially if you live alone or you're feeling more lonely at this time. They really want you to feel sort of like, if I bring this in again, it's like she's hugging herself and she's really has this beautiful look on her face where she's feeling that love, feeling the love from these individuals who, and we don't see anyone hugging her, right? Other than her hugging herself. But that's sort of the vibe I'm getting, is that your loved ones are really wanting to, like, give you a feeling of their presence, a feeling of how they are helping to orchestrate new connections, relationships, abundance, new jobs, new homes, new cars, new wealth in general. Okay. So it's like They're coming in because they want to support your journey and your success. And they can see from where they are that the universe, the divine, has some very specific things coordinated, orchestrated, and ready to unfold for you in the coming weeks and months. I'm hearing into and through 2022. So it feels like for those of you that picked this pile, 2022 is going to be a huge year of fated events. So you do always have free will in terms of how you're going to show up, what you're going to engage with. But this loved one wants you to know that the more you communicate, the more they're going to help line you up with everything that you set out to achieve in this coming year before you even came into your body. Because they can now see the soul's journey that you are on, and the steps and the pivot points and the relationships and the places that if you go, you'll meet these people and have these connections and start to really, really sync up with your soul's alignments, which is very much what the fates are. It's that divine co-creation with us, with our loved ones, that comes into this really beautiful place of alignment. And so, and beautifully, abundance is the next card. So the fates are bringing you abundance. This alignment is working to bring you abundance. And I'll read the bottom with this card. I am grateful for the abundance nature and the universe is providing in my life. So I am really, really excited for you guys because there is a lot of beautiful stuff going on in this card. So we're getting more green, so more heart chakra. So not just a monetary abundance, which fish and water in general often talk about monetary abundance or good fortune. So this loved one is helping bring in more abundance and good fortune. But we're also seeing this beautiful, rich green energy. And if you notice, there's like actually like like a tree growing on this individual's head. Okay. So it's like this energy of abundance just growing off of you and around you, which is a sign to me that this loved one is actually helping you generate the type of abundance that's not just going to serve you, but it's going to serve your family. It's going to serve the community. It's going to flow over. As we see, there's a water source here, but that water is flowing down and her hands are in it, but it's also providing for, we have fish in here. We have, it looks like a little otter over here. We've got birds up here. We've got butterflies. So your abundance is going to allow for you to go through deeper transformations. It's going to allow you to generate more opportunity and potential for those in your life. I'm also feeling this really, really rich energy of movement as well. Like you're syncing up with the divine flow with this loved one or loved ones. And it's like, it's just, I'm literally hearing it's going to be like one day you're going to wake up and it's like everything's going to make sense. And it's going to just, I'm just seeing this like this merger, this unity of energies coming together that just has this capacity to crack everything open and just allow you to be living from your heart and generating like abundance to and through you, to and through you. I just keep hearing. And so I also want to note the number 36. So that could be confirmation 36, 63, or 9 for you guys. They're wanting me to point that out. And so, really powerful energy of movement meditation. I celebrate and honor my physical body through dance and movement. And so funny that I was bringing up the dance there, funny yet not funny. So, definitely confirmation. If there was a dancing component, maybe you love dancing, maybe you danced with this person, maybe they love dancing, or, you know, any combination of those things. So strong confirmation for those of you that needed the double down on the dancing. For those of you that that doesn't apply to, and even for those that do, this is about movement. It's about moving your energy. Again, the flow, like we're not talking a still pond or a pool. We're talking a river. We're talking a body of water, an energy of flow that moves through you. So movement is a big thing. So this could be this loved one coming through with confirmation of movement. Maybe you're looking at moving, maybe you're thinking of moving or traveling or just going somewhere else. And it's so interesting. There's been different vehicles moving through, and I'm on a one way, and there's been at least two that have gone the opposite direction on the one way, which feels in this moment important to point out. So this is also the movement might the movement that you're needing at this time might not be in the direction that you were used to and might not be in the direction other people have been used to you moving, but it's the direction in which you need to move for the deepest level of change, transformation, and flow to happen in your life. And so this loved one is really wanting to bring this energy, like this swirling, strong, dancing energy into your life to help you bring about this positive change and abundance. Now, I also am getting the recommendation to dance as a way to break state and to change your energy. So, if you have been feeling any dips in your energy, this loved one wants you to know that movement of any form is going to help. So, if dancing isn't really your thing, you could also do yoga, you could go for a walk, you could do just some kinesthetic movement. It's just about moving your body and being in a different location. So if you've been working from home or being kind of like hanging out a ton in the same location, this is also a sign that it's time to expand where you're going and what you're doing and allow yourself to start really embracing different locations and considering where else could you go to have a different change of pace or different scenery, they're saying. And it's also really strongly rooted to the root chakra. And it's really feeling important to ground your energy. I'm also being called, there's a couple spirals on her necklace and her arm. I'm not sure if you can see them with this camera. It's about as close as I can get it for my arm length right now. So there is sacred spiral energy coming into play as well. So that could be relevant for some of you. And a really strong need to ground, root, connection to trees and Mother Earth, like really anchoring that in while also allowing your crown and your heart to expand into the natural world. So, really like grounding through your feet, but also grounding with your heart as well, and grounding through water. So, some of you, you may ground better in water than earth. I know a few people that are like that, and I'm kind of like either works well for me. So, feel into that based on your situation, right? And then the last card here is, as I mentioned, this is the only card that's come out twice in the readings today. And I've gotten only double numbers from the numerology deck today. So this is really a message of the loved ones utilizing the double numbers for you guys, whether you see them on the clock, you see them on license plates, advertisements. I pulled out something like a grocery thing the other day, and I was undoing the packaging, and there was like 3 different sets of double numbers on like one tiny little quadrant like that. I'm like, okay, thanks guys. I appreciate that you're here with me. And that's what they're saying. It's like, see that they're with you on UPC codes. Like, it's weird on one level, but yet it's not, because we're not looking at those when we're buying it. We're just going in and grabbing the things and then seeing this presence with us. Okay, so they really want you to know and to acknowledge anytime those doubles, especially for you guys 55, that is a sign that they're there grocery shopping with you, or they're there out on the drive with you there, or they're hanging out in your house. You see it on the clock and they're there with you. They just really have been coming through so strongly lately. It's sort of getting me to be like, can you just tell them we're here all the time, and we just really want them to know they're not alone. We're here. We want to be with them. We want to commune. We want to share. We're trying to show them through all these little ways that we're there, supporting them, loving them, guiding them through their journeys. So they're just really excited for you guys and really want you to know that they're here with you, especially this pile, but in this like excited and ready for new adventure way. So adventure came up in one of the other piles in a much different way than it is here. I'm feeling a much higher level of like excitement and readiness to leap forward into the unknown for some of you, or at least that's kind of what you're working to embrace. And so this loved one as well, that somebody wants me to say, like, could be the year 55 or the age too, which obviously, you guys take the number however you want, but feel into the energy of adventure and what kind of adventure, what kind of movement into adventure would allow you to really dive into this new expanded way of being and aligning with the fates, with the flow, coming into that. This has been a theme in all three, a certain level of balance, like coming into balance within yourself. And so if you came here seeking answers, one of the things, or clarity, one of the things that all of the loved ones as a collective are radiating out to me right now is it's time to really let yourself find your own balance in work, in play, in adventure. And this collective here is really encouraging you guys to adventure, to embrace life, to get out into the forest, to connect with this energy. So this individual may have also had a very strong connection to water and earth, which came up in pile one as well. And this drive for movement and expression. I'm also feeling like expression. So this movement here feels very expressive. And so if there's another way that you feel called to express yourself or your energy that maybe has been causing a little bit of fear come up, because I am getting a little bit of fear for some of you, like to take this move forward or make the step forward to have a new adventure or embrace life a little differently. This loved one is encouraging you to just see that the fear isn't a physical fear. There's no threat. It's just that it's stepping outside the comfort zone to learn a new dance, to dance a new day, so to speak. So that energy is really flowing through very strongly as well for this group. So really powerful messages. There's some great alignments coming up for you now and into 2022 with the beautiful hands of fate coming in to help support all this new abundance and unification with the flow. So thank you so much for coming to the channel. If you have any questions, all the info's in the description box below. And thank you so much for all your likes, shares, and subscribes and for supporting the channel. You guys are all so amazing, and I really feel blessed to be able to commune and connect with you here. So have a great week and enjoy the rest of Dia de los Muertos.